Okay, in this video I'm going to take you through a few essential tips that will help make your first playthrough of Samurai Jack Battle Through Time go better than it otherwise might. So, to begin with, tip number 1, from the very start, smash absolutely everything you see that can be smashed. Resources are in short supply in this game, and a lot of it comes from breaking things in the environment. If you're not sure if something can be broken, try to break it just to be sure. Always pick up every item you see that you can pick up, and always smash everything you can before you move on to the next area. Breaking things will also often lead you to areas of the game where you can find secrets, and there are a lot of those to look for, so keep your eye out throughout the game. During the first stage, the game will give you a bunch of helpful tips. One of those will be about unlocking skills. Different skills are unlocked with a combination of resources and items, usually Skill Fire and Bushido, or Skill Fire and some other kind of item, all of which are very hard to come by. They're so rare that it's not actually possible to unlock all skills in the game in a single playthrough either. In fact, chances are you won't unlock even half of them. That is, unless you unlock your skills in the most specific and efficient order that you can. There are 3 skill trees: Spiritual, Physical, and Combat. The first skill you'll unlock will be the Ki attack skill in the Spiritual skill tree, because the game will make you unlock it as part of its tutorial. After that, you need to be smart with how you go about choosing what to unlock next. In a moment, I'll show you the most optimal path to take when unlocking skills so that you can have the most power and abilities possible by the time you get to the final boss. But before that, let's talk about Bushido. Though Bushido is one of the resources you need to unlock skills, it has an extremely low drop rate. The way to boost the amount of Bushido you get dropped is to use weapons until they break. Once a weapon breaks, you'll get a drop of Bushido. Now, the amount you get will vary depending on the durability of the weapon that broke. The more durable a weapon, the more Bushido you'll get from breaking it. Your main sword can't ever break though, so I recommend actually rarely using it. Think of it like this: the less you use your sword, the more Bushido you can earn, and thus the more skills you can unlock. Now, there are no breakable weapons at the start. You have to wait until you meet the Scotsman after your first boss fight, and he will give you a bamboo staff. That's your first breakable weapon, and at that point you can switch to the staff and not use the sword anymore. After that, you'll find breakable weapons out in the wild, but you can also buy them once you find the NPC named Da Samurai. He usually has 1 or 2 in his inventory. Always buy the cheap breakable weapons if you can, as they're an easy way to get Bushido. And just to show you how that works, here I am just randomly firing off a wooden bow I found just to break it. As soon as it breaks, you can see the green item drop, which is Bushido, just ahead. All you have to do is pick it up to get the Bushido reward. And there you go, plus 200 Bushido for breaking the bow. Be aware that Da Samurai can also repair your weapons, but don't repair anything you don't absolutely want to keep, as repairing them will not only cost you gold, but it will prevent those weapons from breaking faster, which will cost you valuable Bushido. But you may want to always repair your bows, as without a bow and arrow you won't be able to access certain areas or obtain certain items. Okay, now that we've talked about how to get valuable Bushido for unlocking skills, let's go back to the skill trees themselves. Here I'm showing you how my skill trees looked after a full playthrough, just before fighting the final boss. I'll show you each of the 3 skill trees so you can see what path to go down when unlocking them as you play through yourself. You don't have to do exactly this way, of course, but after playing through the game a couple of times, this is definitely my recommended unlock path to get the most skills and the most powerful character you can have before facing the final boss in a single playthrough. If you don't follow this optimal path, you can unlock them any way you want, but you'll likely unlock less skills by the end of the game. However, you can kind of compensate for that. You can go back and play any stage in the game at any time during your first playthrough, as in repeat the stage, and that will help you level up. You can also, if you don't really care about how many skills you unlock, you can also play through the game again after you finish your first playthrough, and that too will help you level up and unlock more skills. But if you do want to follow my recommendation, then know you have to unlock each skill in a specific order to get the most out of this. The first skill to unlock is the Good Luck skill in the Spiritual skills tree. This will help get you more item drops from defeated enemies. The next skill to grab is the Better Luck skill, also in the Spiritual skill tree, and this also increases the probability of item drops from defeated enemies. After the Better Luck skill has been obtained, you can grab the Parry skill in the Combat skill tree. And then next, grab the Fist combo and Second Swing, which is next to the Parry in the Combat skills tree. We don't really want that one, we don't really care about that one, but it's on the path to grabbing the Counter skill, which gives us a lot more drops if we parry and press Y, do a Y attack, a powerful attack at the same time. So we can get many more drops with that skill, which is what we're heading for now. So to get there, we'll grab the sword combo and slash skill, which is actually a really good skill to use with the sword when we come to actually finally use the sword. And then once you can, grab the counter skill. After this, all you have to do is press your left button to block an attack and press your heavy button, your Y button, for a counter whilst you're holding left button, and that will give you a drop even if the enemy doesn't die. To illustrate the counter skill in practice, look at the bottom right of the screen. You can see I got some gold there by pressing block and heavy attack at the same time on this enemy. There's some more gold from doing it again. Now I do it again and I got some Ki fire and I do it again and then get some Bushido spirit and some more gold. So you can see you can really farm all enemies for lots of items with that one skill alone. Now the next skill to unlock is Rushing Guard, and that's because it unlocks the path to double jump. You want to unlock double jump early in the game because double jump allows you to jump further, which will give you access to grabbing more chests and items that you otherwise won't be able to reach. The next skill to grab is Best Luck. Once again, that's because it increases the probability of item drops from defeated enemies, only this time it's a large increase. Okay, in the physical skill tree, the next one we want is the throw skill. We don't really need the skill itself, but it's on the path to unlocking a skill that we do want, which is the perfect dodge skill. Iron Skin is also on that path, so we'll unlock Iron Skin as well. And once that's unlocked, also unlock Second Wind, then unlock Quick Draw, and then finally you're able to unlock Perfect Dodge. And once Perfect Dodge is unlocked, you can unlock Dodge Roll in the physical skill tree as well. And with that done, unlock the Jump Good skill in the physical skill tree because this is an essential skill to have in order to complete some puzzles. After that one, move on to the spiritual skill tree and unlock Weapon Carry Capacity. We don't really care about that, but it's on the path, which will take us all the way down this left-hand side to the very bottom skill, which is to max out our Ki attack capacity to 3. The next node in line to do that is to unlock Skill Embers, which is a good one because it gives us more skill fire, which will help us level up more skills. After that, you want to unlock Expert Archer, which opens up Skill Blaze, which also gives us more skill fire. And that opens up the node for unlocking Increase Ki Attack, which now gives us a Ki attack capacity of 2. Which essentially means we can store up enough Ki fire during battles to have 2 super attacks ready and available. Now that you have those, switch to the combat skill tree and unlock Hammer, Combo and Pound It. That will open up the node so that we can also unlock the Sword, Combo and Sever skill, which is one of the better sword skills in the game and very useful. Now switch back to the spiritual skill tree. When you can, unlock Sword Expert. This is on the path to our Ki attack maximum capacity of 3 skill that we're after, but it also increases the damage we inflict with our sword and enables us to now open the next node, which is Skill Inferno, so we get more skill fire. Okay, I think from here you can just refer to the full playthrough unlocked skill trees that I showed at the start of all of this if you need more help finishing the paths, but I think you get the picture by this point. Okay, so let's go back to the start of the game and the very first stage where the game gives you some tutorials and tips on how to play. One of those is about how to use the focus mechanic. You'll get a pop-up like this, which will tell you which button you need to press while not in combat to focus the camera so the game can show you the direction of the next objective. But in nearly all cases, if you go through to the next objective that the game is focused on, it means you'll be blocked off from being able to complete what was behind you. So what you should do is use the focus mechanic to work out where not to go. As long as you know the direction of the focus, you'll know the direction where you'll be blocked off from exploring the area you're currently in. So use the focus mechanic and then avoid that direction at all costs until you have fully explored the current area you are in. To give you an example of what I mean, I'm in an area right now. If I press my focus button, I'm told the objective is to go through there. But if I run to the left here, I can see there's another secret area just there. I'll press focus again. It points me in that direction. I know I'm safe to go into this area instead of the area that the focus went to. And here I can find a chest, an NPC, lots of things to break and get items from and so on, that otherwise I would have missed out on had I gone in the direction that the focus had pointed me. Here's another example where I'm faced with 2 directions, a door this way and a kind of tunnel that way. I don't know which direction is going to block me off from being able to explore the other, so I press focus. It says go through the door, so I know not to go through the door because I'll probably get blocked off from exploring in this direction, so instead I go in this direction. Okay, for the next tip, Samurai Jack is full of lots of secrets, as in little secretive areas and alcoves and things you can find that aren't readily obvious. For example, in this room, I looked up at the roof and I noticed a couple of things on the roof that seemed out of place. Now, I don't have a bow and arrow at this point of the game, so it's not so easy to shoot them. If I was on a subsequent playthrough, I would have one and I could just shoot these. So here I'm kind of fumbling around, throwing shuriken to try and knock them off the roof. But if you do see things that are out of place, try and basically break them or shoot them with a bow or hit them with a projectile, and you never know, you might get a reward. In this case, when I knock off the final one off the roof, eventually, when I finally manage to line it up, opens up a chest. And inside this chest is a valuable item, and inside most chests are valuable items that can be used to level up your skills. In this case, it's a Jewel of Neptune, but you can find secrets like this all over the game. For the next tip, try to keep a stock of explosive arrows in your inventory. You can buy them from DeSamurai sometimes, so always check his inventory. You definitely don't want to run out of explosive arrows, because explosive arrows are used to access and break down walls and doors that you otherwise can't get through. Be sure to save your gold. Don't spend it on anything you don't need. The reason is you need as much of it as you can save so that you can level up your weapon via the sword training section in DeSamurai's inventory. The first level up is 10,000 gold, the second is 20,000 gold, and the third is 40,000 gold. So it's very costly. You must save your gold in order to do that to get the maximum damage out of your sword. But some things are worth buying even when they're expensive, like the luck bracelet, which actually increases the amount of gold that defeated enemies drop. Definitely buy that, and that will help you save gold faster. Speaking of faster, skill fire is always difficult to earn, but on the challenges screen you're given a bunch of tasks to do, and if you complete them you'll get a reward of skill fire. So don't forget to go to the record tab, check out your challenges and complete them to help level up your skills or unlock your skills even faster. For another tip, parrying isn't just for handheld weapons. You can reflect missiles and bullets so long as you time the parry with when the missile or bullet is going to hit you. And finally, as you progress through the game, look around the map for these floating medallion looking things. These are corrupted Emperor's Carmines, and if you find all 50 in the game, you'll actually be rewarded with a secret ending after you kill the final boss. If you can't find all 50, then I have a guide on how to do that. I'll put a link in the description to help you. Otherwise, just keep your eye out everywhere. They're usually pretty obvious, but a lot of them are also hidden in secret locations. Well, I'm Fuzzy Barbarian. I hope this guide helps you out, and I hope you enjoy your game of Samurai Jack. Bye for now.